Hello everyone, my name is Naeem, and in today's video I want to talk about the differences between four questions that are similar to each other but commonly confused with each other by many of my students. Well, these are the four questions that we're going to discuss. The first one is, what's he like? What's she like? What's he like? The second one is, what does he look like? Or what does she look like? The third one is, what does he like? What does she like? Or a more complete form, what does he like doing in his free time, for example? What does he like doing on the weekend? And the last one is, what would he like to do? Or what would he like to eat? What would you like to eat? Okay, now let's compare these with each other in groups of two. First, let's compare what's he like with what does he look like. Well, if someone asks you, what's your father like? They are asking about your father's personality. So in response, you would say, my father is a nice person, he's kind-hearted. For example, he is generous, he's usually cool, and such expressions. You could also, for example, ask, what's your city like? Then in response, you would say, I live in a big city, the weather is good, the traffic is sometimes heavy, and expressions and sentences like that, responses like that. So in fact, when they ask, what's she like, what's he like, what's it like, they are asking you to tell them about that person, that city, explain more. Instead of saying, what's he like, you could say, please tell me about him. Please tell me about your father. Now, let's compare this with the next question, which is, what does he look like? Or what does she look like? In this case, we are asking about the appearance of the person. So, what does your brother look like? In response, you would say, my brother is tall with short dark hair. He always wears glasses and he never wears a mustache. Or, what does your friend look like? In response, you would say, my friend has long blonde hair, she's slim, and she, for example, has blue eyes. So this is the response to the question, what does he look like, or what does she look like, which asks about appearances. Now, let's compare the other two questions. What does he like, and what would he like to do? Or what do you like, and what would you like to do? If we ask, what do you like, or what does he like, we are asking about the person's general interests, or the things that the person generally like to do all the time. So what do you like to do in your free time? It means, what are your hobbies? And in response, you would say, I like reading. What does your brother like to do on the weekend? Well, he likes to go camping, for example. So this question asks about a person's general interests. On the other hand, what would he like to do? What would you like to do? Or, for example, what would you like to eat? Or what would you like to drink? Or who would you like to see? In any sentence that you use would like, you are asking about what the person wants to do now. Would like is actually a more polite form of want. So what would you like to eat now? It means, what do you want to eat now? So we are just talking about what you want right now, not about your general interests. We're not talking about all the time. We're just talking about right now. What would your brother like to eat for dinner tonight? It means, what does your brother want to eat for dinner tonight? We're just talking about tonight. So there you have it. I hope that you do not confuse these four questions with each other anymore. Thank you for listening.